Rhett Akins in the house with us this morning. Speaking of country music, you might not have watched American Idol last night, but Carrie Underwood forgot her pants. Did you see? She was singing last night. Now, I'm not complaining, but she comes out on stage prancing and dancing, and she had her jacket on. She didn't have her pants on. It was.
I miss that, man.
It was doggone impressive. Rhett Akins with us this morning, and good to have you in it, man.
Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate y'all.
Football fan, songwriter, country turkey hunter. You got it all, man. You got a long resume.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong business, country music, I guess. None of that fits with rednecks.
Now, you did get to see your song performed at the CMA Awards
yes, sir.
Earlier this week. Brooks and Dunn have, it's 22 on the charts right now with Put a Girl in It, and then Reba came out and Put a Girl in It.
She
and,
did put it, yeah.
Helped add a little extra spice to it.
Man, that was awesome. I've always been a huge fan of Kix and Ronnie. You know, I think Ronnie especially has one of the, he's just got a voice that, I mean, you can listen to 1 second and go, that's Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah.
You know, Ronnie's just got that voice. And then Reba McEntire was she really put me on the map. She and Norval, her husband, managed me my first 6 years in Nashville, and I got to go out and I did about 110 shows with Reba my very first year out. So to have, you know, the duo of all time in country music sing your song, and then Reba come out and sing it along with it. Can't help. I can't wait to see how many records they sell this week.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's these days, because of the downloads. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't even have to wait for folks to get to the store. They can see that song on television.
Well, it's already on YouTube.
Download it.
I mean, the next day on YouTube, they already had the clip of the performance.
So you can pretty much see an immediate spike in what's going on out there. We've talked with a lot of other music artists that the upside of downloads is that every day you can kind of see how you're doing.
Yeah. The
downside is that if you get a cut on an album these days, that song has to stand alone because people aren't necessarily having to buy the whole album.
Exactly.
Each song has to stand, and it looks to me like some of the stuff you've got coming out, including the Put a Girl in It, I mean, it's standalone stuff, which means you're going to do great with it.
I hope so. It's been out 4 weeks, and it's already at number 22. You know, every song I had out in 4 weeks might have been at 90. You know what I mean? I mean, every song, That Ain't My Truck, She Said Yes, Don't Get Me Started. Every song that I had that made it all the way to number 1 was like 35-week process. We're talking 6-7 month process to get it up the charts, and their song has been out a month, and it's at 22. But that just shows, you know, that they are the greatest duo of all time. They're on a great record label. They're on Ariston. You know, when you got the muscle and the money and the power and two great voices like Kix and Ronnie, it moves up a little faster.
When you finish writing one, and you've written with some of the greatest songwriters ever, and they probably said the same thing. Yeah, we got to write with Rhett Akins. When you finish, okay, you got the music down, you got the lyrics down. Do you then think, now this will be a great video, man? If they'll do this, because all your songs, I think, they have produced great videos. Do you think about that when you're writing it, or is that after you're done with it? You go, now they could put a video on this one.
Yeah, probably afterwards. What's so weird about this song is in the process of writing songs and getting them cut, it usually takes forever. But thank God, this song just happened. We were writing a totally different song, and my buddy that I was writing with said, the first 2 verses and chorus were about a cowboy and a farmer, and he said, "Man, I think we need to put a girl in this song." You know, but I don't know if anybody want to hear a whole song just about guys, you know. And I said, "Oh, it'll be all right, man." So we kept writing a little bit, and he goes, "Man, I'm telling you, we need to put a girl in it." And he said that about 2 more times, and I just went, "Man, let's write a song. Let's Put a Girl in It." So we wrote this song. So I did kind of have the visual of, you know, of all these girls, you know, different scenarios you could be in to put a girl in it. And then we
did any of them look like Carrie Underwood without her pants?
Well, we're hoping so. Maybe she'll be in the video. But and so then we wrote it that day, demoed it the next day, and then the very next day, my publishing company EMI, they took it over to Arista Records and played it for Renee Bell, the A&R over there, and she emailed it to Ronnie Dunn, and Ronnie emailed us back in 30 minutes, said, "I love it. We're cutting it. It's a smash." I mean, it happened that quick.
Wow.
But it still takes this long
process. Yeah, usually
process.
they'll put a hold on it, and
well,
then,
it can
you don't know what's going to go.
Some artists have a song on hold for a year, and then they end up not cutting it. But we wrote this song last March. It just came out this May, and I won't get a dime off of it until probably next May. So it's even though the song got written and recorded really quick, you don't make any money off of it for a year and a half, 2 years.
Does it help when you've got a track record of success as a writer? I mean, does it help?
I mean, I think it helps as far as people they look at it and go, oh, Craig Wiseman wrote that song, or Jeffrey Steele. I mean, there's been plenty of CDs that I've listened to that I try not to look at who wrote it because I want to base the song on the song.
Right.
But sometimes you sneak a peek. Sometimes you listen to a song and you go, I don't know if I like it or not. And then you look at who wrote it and you're like, oh, I need to listen to this again because if they wrote it, it's got to be better.
There got to be something.
It's got to be better than what I just thought it was. You know what I mean? So it does kind of play tricks with you a little bit. You think, well, if Craig Wiseman or Jeffrey Steele, or Casey Beathard, Rivers Rutherford, Tom Shapiro, if they wrote the song, it's got this got to be an awesome song. So I think it does play a little bit of a factor in it. But at the end of the day, the artist just has to. You just got to love it. Because that's the majority of the songs don't get cut. You can write 100 songs and man, maybe 2, 3. Sometimes
it's the same thing as
get
performers.
recorded.
I mean, folks come to Nashville with a guitar over their shoulder and hope in their heart, and a very small minority. And you're hearing people in bars performing. You're going, man, why aren't they a star? Same thing's true with the songs.
Yeah, I mean, how many people are in this town? There's 10,000 songwriters in this town, maybe. We're all trying to write the song. There's only 10, 11 songs that go on a CD, and we're trying to get our song on that album. And that artist listens to 4,000 or 5,000 songs. And you can only pick 10. And then what's harder is when the artist writes their own songs, because then you're really, unless you happen to be one of his buddies.
Yeah. Do I pick mine or do I pick yours?
You know what I mean? Well, you're like just say Alan Jackson pretty much writes. His new album he wrote completely by himself. He wrote 17 songs by himself on his new CD, and so there's no chance of getting on the Alan record unless you're a really good buddy with Alan. And on this album, I guess Alan didn't have any buddies because he wrote them all by himself.
And since he shut them all out, he has fewer today than he thought he had. Okay, the song now is "Put a Girl in It," and let's give folks a little sample. If they missed the CMA Awards, and Reba may come running in here. You never know; she has that propensity to do that.
Her building's right here,
so she could be here. Rhett Akins with us this morning.
Get Reba to come
if you want to chime in on the phone lines, if you've got questions, comments, want to talk about this song or "That Ain't My Truck," which is one of my favorite songs, by the way. 800-688-9522. Rhett Akins.
All right, let's see. You can buy you a brand new truck, chrome it all out, jack it way up. You can build you a house on a hill with a pool and a pond and a view to kill. You can make all the money inside, but you ain't living the good life. You put a girl in it, you ain't got nothing. What's it all worth without a little loving? Put a girl in it, some hugging and some kissing. If your world's got something missing, just put a girl in it. Now you can buy a boat and a shiny set of skis, have some fun in the sun, float around in the breeze. Blanket by the lake, drink a cold beer, polish off another day. Kick on back and watch the sky turn red, but a sunset ain't no sunset